This bathroom shower was built in 1976, which is indicative to the double handle shower fixture. However, they did a renovation going forward. You can see where all the wire lathe was at and all that stuff, and then they floated the walls back in the day. So yeah, it used to be that way, but as I came in here I noticed the screw heads or Beckerboard screw heads, and I'm like, no, that's not right. They didn't have those in '76. And then I noticed the Durock down here on the floor, so they didn't have that then either. So I'm not here to kind of disseminate all of the mistakes that were made, stuff like that, because I don't know when they did the renovation. I believe this is original sheetrock. So whoever did the renovation decided to take off all of the lathe and all that stuff, although they could have tied that in. They may have tied in new sheetrock. But regardless, I just want to kind of reiterate what I've said before on videos about not putting Beckerboard into your pan material. Another interesting thing is that the curb material was one 2x4 set up on its end, which is really, really weird. I've never seen that before. So like it was almost a curbless shower because you got one 2x4 and then you have your shower pan material here. Which is really weird because the curb should have gone up at least 3 inches, as well as their shower pan material, which did go up 3 inches over their curb, but their curb wasn't as high as it should have been. So it's kind of a weird conundrum that they found themselves in. But more to the point, the reason I'm doing this video is if they put their Beckerboard, including into the curb, this is where the Beckerboard stopped. And then the Beckerboard, you can clearly see it all around the perimeter that's inside of the pan. And so what happens when you marry your curb material, and it didn't help that they had one 2x4 up here that was barely above the curb. It definitely didn't help, so I don't want to detract from that big foobar. But the main point of the video is that putting your Beckerboard inside of your pan material, the two are married now. So if you're not going to waterproof your pan surface and water gets through here, then it's going to wick into your wallboard. Some people like to float their curb, and the float material is married to your pan material. Some people like to use brick and mortar and concrete and all this different material that is still married to your pan material. And if your pan material gets wet, now you've allowed that wicking action to go up into your very porous material that wraps around your curb. It's inevitable. You almost cannot separate your pan material from a denser, harder material. That people think, well, if I have a denser, harder material, then I'll be safe. Well, you're not really safe, because in the end, look what happened. So you have and I see this time and time again. It's not unusual that I see all this subfloor rot. The rot is pretty prolific, especially down here and onto here. And so when you get into these side pieces, look how easily, this is like balsa wood. If anybody flew balsa wood airplanes back when they were a kid, they know what this, I mean, it's just like degraded so much. And true enough, all this wood most likely is from 1976, and true enough, some of that rot could have been, although it's doubtful, although it could have been, I don't know, from the original shower. But most of this, without a doubt, is directly related to years later when they did this bad mistake. As I said, usually the curb is a number one place that fails, and it's usually this end over here. Despite that they didn't put a little corner piece of their material in here, it wouldn't really matter if they went ahead and put their wallboard against there and waterproofed everything. Water can't get back there, so putting in a little corner piece here wouldn't matter if they had just waterproofed it. But it does matter in this case because they had an easy egress of water to get out of their pan, because remember, their wallboard is wrapping around, And so now water is just kind of wicking in here, ruining the sheetrock, ruining the wallboard behind it, and then more to the point, look at this floor. This floor is just there's a lot of damage going on here that I don't know. If it's this bad where you can see, I don't know how bad it is where you can't see. So once the pan material is taken out and the pan liner is taken out, then the floor is taken out with this Durarock. See, now we have another problem, right? If water is wicking its way up and outside from the wallboard, you stuck inside and around the top of your curb and down onto the floor, now you have this other porous material that's also wicking up water. And I don't know what the damage is going this far back or going that far back because it's hidden. And I have taken out floor material, i.e. the 3/4 ply here, that was like this. Floor material that was this soft, and I had to replace the whole floor before because of the one mistake that they made about, you know, what I just said. And that's emphasis that I try, and I don't know why people think that any backer board won't wick up water, because it does. If there's a way to separate these two materials, then possibly you're okay. But my backer board never touches my pan. I'm always raising my backer board because of this reason, probably 3/4 of an inch up off of the pan material, all the way around, including the curb. So there's no danger of any wicking action. This will never ever happen with the way I build my showers. That will never happen with the way I waterproof my showers. And so when I take out showers is how I find out where the mistakes are made and how to mitigate those mistakes. And that's why I try and emphasize on my channel proof positive of the things that I say, so that you'll have an understanding, and then you can go forward with just ignoring my advice and doing whatever you want to do, whether it's better than mine or whatever. But the whole point is to make your shower better. Look at this black mold. So yeah, the sheetrock is probably rotted out through there too. So you can make it better than you found it, and that's the whole point of rebuilding something and doing custom showers. Obviously, like I said, this wasn't the original thing, but going forward, I don't know, 86, 96, whenever they renovated this, that if they had known that, then they could have prevented all this from happening, because now we have a bigger problem. The renovation, when they did it, should have lasted the lifetime of the house. And I think they've been in this house now for 16 years. So, you know, it's a good amount of time, but still, there's no reason why when you purchase a house that, you know, less than 2 decades later, that you have to do, you know, some renovation again. And, you know, it's kind of a waste of money, but, you know, ultimately it is what it is. I just want to put this information out there for your consumption if you're ever going to do your own renovation or having something done, to know a lot of the stuff that I point out in my videos. And there you go. I'll stop with that. This used to be that. So I came in here and did a full tear out and built them a brand new shower that will last many, many more years than that last one did. There was a lot of wood rot, as I already knew. I replaced flooring, I think, up to here, and then most of where the shower pan is at rotted out. I had to, I think there was 3 2x4s of about that high that were rotted so bad I had to take those out too. And yeah, just a lot of little details that made this happen. I like the final result. It's very modern now compared to what it was from the 70s. I love these. This is kind of the newest thing. It's a magnet, and I love it. Very strong magnet. So you have both of one. It gets rid of the need for a diverter. Anytime I have a job where they have a mixer and a diverter near it, it's double plumbing work, and I got to charge more for the diverter. Plus, you're going to pay more for it. This fixes that, because we don't have those slider bars anymore with the wand on it. The wand just is up there. And I've done quite a few of these. Great invention. Absolutely love it. The niche got done. Believe it or not, this is not glass. This, even though these pieces look like glass, yeah, this is all aluminum. My bad. I think these are the only ones that are glass. Everything else is aluminum. I've done it a couple of times. I don't know what to think about it. The backing on it is very, very thin. All these pieces of aluminum, in fact, they're all hollow. And so the backing on it, you have to put some more thin set than you would normally need in order for it to adhere. I don't know what to think about it, because in the end, why not just get glass? So I did this trim in Schluter, and I call it by default. It's just a edging, and I did the bull nose on both left and right side, and that's it. Much better than it was before. And yeah, the old toilet went back. I don't know why. Put new baseboard down, new quarter round, and a new floor. Used to be carpet out here, so much better than it was. And that's it. All I have to say. Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're going to call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.